Hello, early morning, May 20th, 2016. Look at this. What's happening in central United States. I can make it move. You can see like it's turning into itself here. Doesn't look very good. Let me show you like right where it's at right here. Now all these little dots are radar. Okay, now let me go to another site. That was on National Weather Service. This is Wonder Map. I can zoom in there a little more. I'm going to show you when I click on the satellite. Look at that. Let's back it up a little. Of course, over here there's something else too, but this is quite intriguing. So we can make it move. Interesting thing here. This is interesting though, because it looks like an embryo moving in on itself. See how it's curved in like that. Let's get rid of the satellite. You can see it just on the radar, but see if we can watch it again here. This is the time block right there. From there to there. Moving right through New Orleans. Okay, let's put it back on satellite for a minute. That makes it look so intense. I'm gonna take that off a minute. Let's see what's severe here. Oh, and I don't know where there's a key. Tornadoes there. A definite storm. Something else over here. Okay. I decided to back it up and just take a look at the rest of the world. That's kind of a big blob, but over here is seems like they have a lot of storms up here. And there's always storms in around Antarctica. Look at this huge sucker here. Look at these. That intrigues me about what kind of experiments are going on down there. Okay, this is in telecast, and right now that red triangle means possible tornado, which, yeah, no doubt. Excuse me. Just the way that's heading in there like that looks terrible. Blessings to all you people there. So, what happened to all... Earlier there was like a bunch of triangles that showed hail and stuff from there. So I'm just going to show you this on telecast, and I'm trying to talk quietly. I'm sorry, because there's everybody sleeping in my house. This is going right straight towards Montgomery, Alabama. Let's see if I can get it closer. Usually this tells better, like a time frame. And usually the arrow does not go out that far. That is bizarre. This little thing is heading right straight toward the same area. Let's look at earthquakes on here. Several in this whole Midwest area. This was a huge one almost 24 hours ago now. 6.8 in Ecuador, two of them on there. And then a 4.6. Here in India, they're being hit by this tropical storm and floods, and it's just terrible recent heat wave. Look at it with clouds. See that? It's also interesting that it's headed right straight towards where there was this earthquake. There. You see earthquake. Oh, these dots, the red is the last 6 hours, and then the yellow is 6 hours after that, orange 6 hours after that, and gray 6 hours after that, back to 24 hours. And really, look at these. Look at that. Isn't that strange? This is the RSOE website. I want to point out this is something interesting also. Near the storm in central USA is this. Environmental pollution. Let's look at what it says. Description. About 88,200 gallons of oil have leaked from a shell flow line into the Gulf of Mexico. That was on May 13th, though. But it's interesting that it's right by that spot. To me. And this doesn't show up very clearly as this big weather pattern. So as I'm looking at this map with the symbols on, this is a volcano eruption. And that doesn't mean that it happened today. It means that it happened recently, though. Here's that tropical storm, of course. Heat, heat, heat. These are biological problems. One over here, also. Biological hazard. Fire. Volcano. 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 And this. Climate change. And then look here in Antarctica. Climate change. Let's click on that. More details. Click on that. If you go up here, it'll give us a description of it. East Antarctica is the world's largest area of ice. Before this research, it was considered to be more stable than the smaller West Antarctic ice sheet. A new study has found the Totten Glacier in East Antarctica to be so unstable that it could collapse and contribute to over 2 meters of sea level rise. Let's look at a little picture of that. We're talking about this. And this article will be below, but it's right there in the RSOE. Funny thing is, I just was dreaming about water rushing all over the place. Okay, I'm going to show you this map here of the United States. And the link below will be under American Info Maps, WordPress.com. This says that there are three different sources, and the areas that they all agree upon are these. This color. That's interesting. This is a map of the world on this link. Gordon Michael Scallion's New World Map. Post-pole shift. Here are also some other ones, but at the bottom of this link, which the link will be below, is Jesse Ventura talking. And I like this, so I thought you might too.
You know, the talk around right now, Donald Trump has come out with his immigration policy, and included is the massive wall that's going to be built between the United States and Mexico. And it seems to have a lot of popular support out there. Well, being one that crosses that border more often than probably most people do we really want to put a wall around our country? We stand for freedom, and yet we want to put up a wall that makes the United States look like a prison? Walls are a two-way street. Not only will they keep people out, but they will also keep you in. I do not want to live with walls around my country. I do not want to live like I live inside East Berlin. And I don't feel a wall is going to protect me any more or less than if there were none at all. If we're doing it truly for safety, then why aren't we putting a wall between us and the Canadians also? Because after all, if you believe the 9/11 report, the hijackers came down from Canada. So why aren't we going to wall ourselves between Canada and us and just put the wall around the whole country? And I'll tell you what's weird about all this. When I drive into Mexico, I'm welcome. Nobody there questions why I'm there. In fact, they welcome me for coming down there. Yet when I turn around and come back to my own home country, the United States, it usually takes me 2 to 3 hours in an unconditional questioning. I always love the first question they ask you when you're coming back into the United States from abroad. The first question will be, how long were you in Mexico? Well, my initial response is, how is that any of your fucking business? I'm a United States citizen showing you my legitimate passport coming back to my home country. Right now, it's easier to go into Mexico as an American than it is to go into my own country as a United States citizen. Something is sorely wrong with that.
And so I like that, and I hope you don't mind that little addition. Oh, look at that. That's really weird, of course. Watch it loop. Look at that. Oh my god. Hopefully. Oh, alright, yeah, I'm grateful for you, and I'm here at your service.